Welcome. We will now delve into the story of Hikaru, a monk of the Monastery of Silence, and his encounter with an anxious visitor seeking inner peace. Through a walk through the monastery gardens, Hikaru teaches the visitor mindful breathing techniques and the importance of living in the present to achieve serenity. This encounter triggers a learning of the fundamental steps to achieve calm and serenity, including meditation, gratitude, technological disconnection, and connection with nature, among others, guiding the visitor towards a deep inner peace. Discover the power of Zen Destress with Hikaru at the Monastery of Silence, where you will learn to free yourself from stress and anxiety through conscious breathing, acceptance of the present, and connection with nature. If this transformative practice resonates with you, we invite you to join our community. Subscribe so you don't miss any guidance towards serenity, like us if you wish to cultivate inner peace, and turn on the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest Zen meditation teachings and techniques. Start your journey towards calm and clarity today. Deep in the mountains, surrounded by dense forest, was the Monastery of Silence. This monastery, home to Zen monks dedicated to meditation and the spiritual quest, was known for its tranquility and its ability to relieve stress and anxiety who visited it. Among the monks who resided there was one named Hikaru, whose devotion to the practice of Zen was unparalleled. Hikaru was known for his serenity and his ability to convey peace to those around him. However, even he faced moments of inner turmoil, especially when the duties of the monastery became overwhelming. One day, while strolling through the monastery gardens in search of calm, Hikaru encountered an anxious visitor who seemed disturbed by the worries of daily life. The visitor asked Hikaru how he could find inner peace and freedom from stress. Hikaru smiled and invited him to walk with him through the monastery gardens. As they walked among the ancient trees and murmuring streams, Hikaru explained to the visitor about the power of the present moment and the importance of finding tranquility within oneself. They came to a secluded corner of the garden where a small pond reflected the blue sky and birds sang in the surrounding trees. Hikaru invited the visitor to sit by the pond and close his eyes. "Watch your thoughts like leaves floating in the current of a stream," Hikaru said softly. "Let them come and go, without clinging to any of them. Feel the breeze on your skin, listen to the murmur of the water, be aware of your breath." The visitor followed Hikaru's words and little by little began to feel a sense of calm and serenity flooding his being. He realized that stress and anxiety were like the clouds passing through the sky, temporary and transitory. After a few moments of silent contemplation, the visitor opened his eyes and looked at Hikaru with gratitude in his heart. "Thank you," he said in a soft voice. "Now I understand that true peace is within oneself." Hikaru nodded with an understanding smile. "Remember this moment whenever you feel overwhelmed by worries. The garden of silence is always within you, waiting to be discovered." The visitor took his leave with a renewed sense of calm and clarity, carrying with him Hikaru's teachings on the power of the present and the importance of inner peace. And at the Monastery of Silence, tranquility reigned once again, reminding everyone that the path to de-stressing Zen was always within reach. After that encounter in the Garden of Silence, the visitor continued his stay at the monastery, eager to learn more about the practice of Zen and how to incorporate it into his daily life. Hikaru, with his characteristic wisdom and patience, became his guide, teaching him the 20 fundamental steps to achieve calm and serenity. Conscious breathing, becoming aware of the breath, inhaling and exhaling deeply to center the mind and relax the body. Accept the present moment, letting go of resisting what is happening in the present and accept it as it is. Let go of control. Recognize that we cannot control everything and learn to let go of the need to control every situation. Practice gratitude. cultivate a sense of gratitude for the blessings present in our lives, even in difficult times. Meditate regularly. Set aside time each day for meditation, allowing the mind to quiet and calm. Live simply. Reduce the burden of unnecessary worries and responsibilities, simplifying life to find more space for inner peace. Disconnect from technology. Establish regular periods of digital disconnection to avoid overstimulation and find tranquility. Connect with nature. Spend time outdoors, connecting with the beauty and serenity of nature. Practice detachment. Letting go of clinging to material things or negative emotions that prevent us from experiencing inner peace is a journey of detachment and liberation that invites us to let go of the burdens we have accumulated in our path and make space for true serenity and wholeness in our lives. Attachment to material things can manifest in many ways, from obsession with accumulating possessions to emotional dependence on objects to make us feel secure or complete. However, as we cling more and more to these external possessions, we run the risk of losing sight of what really matters and of sacrificing our sense of security, our inner peace in the process. Cultivating compassion. Practicing compassion for ourselves and others is an act of love and acceptance that invites us to recognize our shared humanity and connect with the very essence of what it means to be human. In a world where we often find ourselves caught in the maelstrom of social expectations and comparisons, cultivating compassion provides us with the opportunity to remember our shared vulnerability and our inherent capacity to love and be loved. By practicing compassion for ourselves, we allow ourselves to be gentle and understanding of our own imperfections and inner struggles. We recognize that we all face challenges and difficulties in life, and that these experiences are a natural part of our human journey. Instead of judging ourselves harshly for our mistakes or weaknesses, we extend to each other the same tenderness and understanding that we would offer to a loved one in time of need. At the same time, by practicing compassion toward others, we open ourselves to the possibility of connecting more deeply with those around us. We recognize that each person we encounter on our path is dealing with his or her own internal battles and deserves to be treated with respect and dignity. We strive to see beyond outward appearances and get to the heart of the human experience where compassion and empathy can flourish. Acknowledging our shared humanity allows us to break barriers of separation and cultivate a sense of unity and connection with all living things. It helps us remember that, despite our superficial differences, we all share the same fundamental needs for love, acceptance, and belonging. Practicing compassion for oneself and others is an ongoing process that requires patience, perseverance, and self-reflection. It challenges us to look beyond our own interests and needs and to consider the well-being of others. It invites us to act with kindness and generosity in our daily interactions and to build a more compassionate and understanding world for all. The practice of compassion helps us to remember our intrinsic connection to all living beings and to live from a place of love and understanding in every moment. By opening our hearts to the beauty and depth of the human experience, we find a deeper sense of meaning and purpose in our lives. Simplify the mind. Letting go of complicated thoughts and unnecessary worries is an invitation to simplify our minds and free ourselves from the burden of mental overcomplexity. In a world where information and distractions are abundant, cultivating mental clarity and simplicity becomes an act of conscious resistance, a return to the essence of our existence and the beauty of simplicity. We often find ourselves caught up in a whirlwind of thoughts and worries that prevent us from experiencing inner peace and tranquility. We cling to imaginary problems or get carried away by the stress of the past or anxiety about the future, losing ourselves in a maze of complicated thoughts and tumultuous emotions. By letting go of these unnecessary thoughts and worries, we open space for mental clarity and serenity. We allow ourselves to breathe deeply and be present in the present moment where true peace and true joy reside. Seeking mental clarity and simplicity involves freeing ourselves from the habit of rumination and excessive worry, and learning to trust our own inner knowing and intuition. It is questioning our assumptions and ingrained beliefs and opening ourselves to new perspectives and possibilities. Practicing mindfulness and meditation are powerful tools for cultivating mental clarity and simplicity. Through regular mindfulness practice, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, allowing them to come and go without clinging to them. In the stillness of meditation, we find a haven of peace and calm, where we can let go of the turmoil of the outside world and connect with our true nature. By seeking clarity and simplicity of mind, we can also simplify our outer lives, eliminating the unnecessary distractions and commitments that take us away from our true nature of what really matters. As we declutter our physical and mental spaces, we create space for clarity and creativity and open ourselves to new possibilities and opportunities. Be present in relationships. Cultivate authentic and meaningful relationships by being present and mindful during interactions with others. Learning to say no. Setting healthy boundaries is a practice of self-compassion and self-respect that allows us to protect our energy and preserve our physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Often, in our quest to please others or to meet social expectations, we can find ourselves overloaded and exhausted. Learning to consciously and respectfully say no is a valuable skill that helps us stay true to ourselves and our needs. By setting healthy boundaries, we recognize that our needs and priorities are important and deserve to be met. We give ourselves permission to put our well-being first and to avoid commitments that cause us stress or take us off our path to happiness and self-fulfillment. Saying no to demands that overburden us is not an act of selfishness, but of authenticity and genuineness. It is recognizing our own limits and respecting them, even when it means disappointing others or facing disapproval. By learning to say no clearly and firmly, we empower ourselves to take control of our lives and to cultivate more balanced and healthy relationships. In addition, setting healthy boundaries allows us to protect ourselves from toxic energy and unbalanced relationships. It helps us identify and eliminate people or situations that drain us and prevent us from growing. In doing so, we create space for more authentic and nurturing connections that support us on our journey to wholeness and self-fulfillment. However, setting healthy boundaries is not just about saying no. It is also about communicating our needs and desires clearly and effectively. By setting clear expectations and communicating openly with others, we foster relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. Taking care of the body. Maintaining a healthy diet, exercising regularly, and getting enough rest are fundamental pillars for cultivating a physical and emotional balance that nourishes both body and soul. These practices are not only acts of self-care, but also a way to honor and respect the temple that is our body, the vehicle that carries us through life and allows us to experience the world around us. A healthy diet provides us with the essential nutrients our body needs to function optimally. Opting for fresh, natural, and nutritious foods helps us maintain stable energy levels, strengthens our immune system, and promotes long-term health. In addition, a balanced diet not only benefits our physical body, but also our mental and emotional health, as it influences our mood, mental clarity, and ability to cope with stress. Regular exercise is another key piece in the holistic wellness puzzle. Moving our bodies mindfully and actively not only strengthens our muscles and improves our cardiovascular endurance, but also releases endorphins, the so-called happy hormones, which make us feel good and reduce stress and anxiety. Whether through a leisurely walk in nature, a vigorous cardio workout, or a gentle yoga practice, Exercise helps us connect with our bodies and release accumulated tension. Adequate rest is crucial to allow our body and mind to repair and regenerate. During sleep, our body carries out a variety of important processes, from tissue repair to memory consolidation and emotional processing. Getting enough sleep helps us stay alert and focused during the day, improve our mood, and strengthen our immune system. In addition, adequate rest allows us to recharge our emotional batteries, which helps us better cope with life's challenges and maintain a healthy emotional balance. Cultivating patience. Practicing patience in all situations is like navigating the calm waters of life, where every moment is an opportunity to cultivate serenity and acceptance. We recognize that everything in life has its own rhythm and its own time, and that forcing things rarely leads to satisfactory results. In a world that often pressures us to keep up with the frenetic pace of modern society, practicing patience becomes an act of quiet endurance, a reminder that true wisdom lies in learning to flow with the natural rhythm of the universe. In situations of uncertainty or difficulty, patience allows us to remain calm and composed, trusting that, in time, the right solutions will reveal themselves. We are not driven by anxiety or impatience, but trust in the process and keep faith that everything will work out in the best possible way. The practice of patience invites us to take a broader perspective, to see beyond the immediate circumstances and recognize the bigger picture. We understand that growth and transformation require time and dedication, and that each step along the way has its purpose and place in life's journey. By cultivating patience, we also learn to appreciate the beauty of waiting moments, to find peace and joy in stillness and contemplation. We allow ourselves to savor each present moment without worrying about the future or regretting the past, simply by being fully present in the moment. And so, as we practice patience in all situations, we become masters of our own lives, able to face challenges with grace and wisdom, and to find the inner peace that transcends external circumstances. In this daily practice of acceptance and surrender, we discover the true essence of serenity and wholeness. Letting go of judgment. Freeing ourselves from the habit of judging others and ourselves is a journey of self-discovery and personal growth that invites us to look beyond appearances and embrace the diversity and complexity of the human experience. Cultivating acceptance and understanding requires conscious and consistent practice, but its fruits are a greater connection with ourselves and others. Instead of falling into the trap of quick and superficial judgments, we can choose to open our hearts and minds to the richness of individuality and diversity that surrounds us. Each person we meet on our path has their own story, their own joys and struggles, and deserves to be seen and valued for who they really are, beyond labels and prejudices. By cultivating acceptance, we learn to embrace the totality of our human experience, including our imperfections and vulnerabilities. We recognize that we are constantly evolving beings with strengths and weaknesses, and that every aspect of ourselves deserves to be seen and valued for who we really are, beyond labels and prejudices, to be embraced with love and compassion. Understanding stems from a genuine desire to connect with others on a deeper level, to put ourselves in the other person's shoes and see the world through their eyes. It invites us to listen with empathy, to validate the experiences and feelings of others, and to cultivate a sense of connection and community that transcends superficial differences. By freeing ourselves from the weight of judgment and criticism, we find greater freedom and joy in our relationships, and in our own lives, we open ourselves to the beauty and magic of human diversity and become agents of positive change in the world, promoting compassion and inclusion in all our interactions. Therefore, may we be reminded every day of the importance of cultivating acceptance and understanding, both toward others and ourselves. In this act of love and openness, we find the true essence of our humanity and the path to a fuller and more meaningful life. Practicing self-compassion. Treating oneself with kindness and compassion in moments of difficulty or error is an act of self-love that nourishes the soul and strengthens the spirit. It is recognizing our humanity and accepting that we're imperfect beings, but also worthy of care and respect, even when we stumble along the way. In those moments of inner struggle or self-criticism, it is crucial to remember that we deserve our own affection and consideration. Just as we would extend a hand compassionate to a friend in distress, we should extend that same gentleness to ourselves. Practicing self-compassion involves cultivating an understanding and encouraging inner voice, rather than a critical and self-demanding one. It is recognizing that making mistakes is a natural part of the process of learning and growing, and that our imperfections make us human, not unworthy of love. Instead of punishing ourselves for our faults, we can learn to embrace them with understanding and acceptance, allowing us to grow and evolve from them. In this way, every challenge becomes an opportunity to practice self-compassion and strengthen our connection with ourselves. By treating ourselves with kindness and compassion, we nurture our self-esteem and cultivate a deeper sense of emotional well-being. We free ourselves from the burden of judgment and self-criticism and open ourselves to the possibility of experiencing greater peace and fulfillment in our lives. Therefore, in times of difficulty or error, let us remember to be gentle with ourselves as we would with a loved one in need of comfort. Let us recognize our intrinsic worth and allow ourselves to receive the love and compassion we deserve, thus creating an inner space for healing and growth. Create a sacred space. Establishing a place in the home or in the mind where you can find peace and quiet for reflection and meditation is a sacred practice that invites us to create an inner sanctuary, a refuge where we can disconnect from the hustle and bustle of the outside world and connect with our deepest essence. This sacred space can be physical, such as a quiet room adorned with candles, soft pillows, and meaningful objects that inspire us, or it can be a special corner in nature where we can feel the healing energy of the earth and sky. But it can also be a place in our mind, a state of being that we can access anytime, anywhere, simply by closing our eyes and breathing deeply. In this sacred space, we find a haven of peace and tranquility, away from the stresses and worries of the everyday world. It is a place where we can retreat to recharge our energies, to find clarity and perspective in the midst of chaos. Here, in this inner sanctuary, we have the freedom to explore our deepest thoughts, to immerse ourselves in the stillness of meditation, and to listen to the wisdom that resides deep within. It is a place of introspection and self-discovery, where we can reflect on our experiences, our desires, and our highest aspirations. Cultivate humility. Acknowledging our limitations and mistakes is an act of humility that allows us to deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. By accepting our imperfections, we open the door to personal and spiritual growth, allowing us to learn valuable lessons from each experience. This process of recognition and acceptance not only involves looking inward with honesty, but also being willing to embrace the vulnerability that comes with it. It is recognizing that we are constantly evolving, that we make mistakes and face challenges, but that each of these moments is an opportunity to grow and learn. Being willing to learn and grow from our limitations and mistakes implies a continuous commitment to self-reflection and self-improvement. It invites us to face our weaknesses with courage and determination, rather than ignoring or denying them. Every mistake made, every challenge overcome, offers us an invaluable lesson that propels us forward on our journey of self-discovery and growth. It teaches us the importance of patience, perseverance, and compassion for ourselves and others. And as we commit to learning and growing from our limitations and mistakes, we open ourselves to a world of infinite possibilities, where each experience, no matter how difficult, brings us one step closer to realizing our true potential and to true serenity of spirit. Celebrating the journey. Celebrating the journey was not limited to simply acknowledging the progress made on the path to calm and serenity, but also involved cultivating a deep appreciation for each moment, for every challenge overcome, and for every lesson learned along the way. For the visitor, each step was like a seed planted in the garden of his soul, a seed that, with proper care, blossomed into a flower of peace and harmony. Each obstacle overcome strengthened his resolve and deepened his understanding of himself and the world around him. With each step, the visitor experienced a greater sense of calm and clarity, finding a deep sense of inner peace that he had been searching for. And as he continued his journey, he carried with him Hikaru's teachings and the wisdom of the Monastery of Silence, knowing that the path to serenity was always within his reach. Continue to discover the power of Zen Destress with Hikaru at Silence Monastery, where you will learn to free yourself from stress and anxiety through mindful breathing, acceptance of the present, and connection with nature. If this transformative practice resonates with you, we invite you to join our community. Subscribe so you don't miss any guidance towards serenity. Like us if you wish to cultivate inner peace, and turn on the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest Zen meditation teachings and techniques. Start your journey to calm and clarity today.